Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So there has been a couple of viral videos just going around of this guy in his car, and he is expressing how Black men need to be in their soft guy era. And it's got so many simps and so many hyenas triggered till it's not even funny. I'm going to go ahead and just play the clip, and then we're definitely going to spend a little while talking about this. So here we go.
Hey, listen, fellas, we done with the whole masculine provider male era. We're in our soft guy era, okay? Drizzle. Listen, I don't know who need to hear this, but until that woman asks you to be her husband, you don't have to do husband-like things. Stop giving these women husband advantages and amenities, and you're still a boyfriend. Until that ring is on your finger, you shouldn't be doing anything, period. Drizzle. Like, y'all be so caught up on getting with Dusties and all that. You need to start going after their moms. See, I know a lot of y'all think that older women may not be that much attractive or whatever the case may be, but there's a lot of good looking older women. And I feel like you guys can deal with these older women who's going to take care of you and treat you like a king that you are. Drizzle. Hey, listen, fellas,
if you can see, I posted a comment, and I said the fact that no one in these comments can detect satire is crazy to me. The definition of satire is the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. So this man here is using a perfect example of satire. The fact that nobody picks this up speaks to a couple of things. Not only are they too triggered to pick it up, but also, like, what level of education do you guys have? The fact that what makes you know it's satire? First of all, he's doing drizzle. He's mocking the sprinkle lady and her advices to women. So he's basically just swapping the genders. He's saying it where, and he's replacing women with men and essentially saying the exact same thing that she says, which does what satire is supposed to do, which is to expose hypocrisies, double standards, stupidity, and utter foolishness of an idea or a concept, right? Or in this case, a set of talking points. So we've got, all I heard was, I want a man. Then you got this guy here. He can't pick up satire either. Bro, don't speak for us. Your delivery sucks. Soft guy era. Like, why doesn't anybody understand soft guy era is GAF? If you're broke, just say that. Wait, is he in the passenger side of his best friend's ride? I'm glad I'm not from soft guy era. It sounds weird to me. So women's supposed to ask a man to be her husband? Like, what's going on here? Drizzle is kind of wild to start off with. No wonder women be calling men sassy. A lot of these are dudes. This generation of men wants to be women so bad, then he gonna end it off with period. Like, okay, sassy queen. This is hilarious because we've been y'all mamas, y'all daddies, y'all doctors, y'all therapists, y'all live-ins, your maids, housekeepers, and children's mothers, and the mothers to the children that ain't ours, and no ring for years. So if you're lazy, ungrateful, dishonest, self-absorbed, insecure, and a dishonest, self-absorbed, insecure, and scary to succeed in a healthy, happy adult relationship, just say that. I'll never be in, walk in, drop in, or appear in a soft guy era. I'm a man. I pay the bills and I'm a protector and a provider. At no point in life will I ever say I'm in my soft guy era. I'll meet a woman eventually who I want to marry. All of this is weird. Okay. Until a man can carry a baby, you got to provide. Somebody finally figures out he's trolling. So before I get to the canned responses of the women, we already know that the women are going to say what they're going to say. It was interesting to see what the men had to say. First of all, I'm disappointed that they weren't able to pick up the satire and laugh along with him. They were quick to jump to um, suspecting the sexuality of another man, which is the go-to when black men don't say what they are quote unquote culturally supposed to say. Um, and then it also exposed how deeply ingrained being a provider and how deeply that is linked to men's concept of masculinity and what makes them men. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying it as this proves that it is within their nature to do it, not something that is culturally taught. It's not a social construct for them. This is a part of their nature. The four P's, of which provision is one of them, is his nature. He's gonna always want to do that in some facet or some form of fashion. And so the men were offended. Actually, it offended their sensibilities. It offended their sense of masculinity to even consider um, that there should be such a thing as a soft guy era and men not doing what men do. And I found that to be telling. Is interesting that even in this climate where women are so ungrateful and so heedless and hold men in such low value and esteem in general, to where they constantly give themselves and each other this exact advice: don't be, essentially, don't be a good woman to a man that hasn't married you. Sit on your butt. Don't add value to his life until he puts a ring on your finger, as if that allows him to put a ring on your finger when he has seen that you do not add value to him, to his life. So it becomes a vicious cycle of negativity. But I'm not even really going to go down that rabbit hole of the women. I want to stay on the men for just a little second here, because again, they were offended about it. They did not, unlike the women who would have been all in the comment section cheering it had it been a woman saying that same thing, they would have been like, yeah, why are we giving men all of these benefits of being a wife and blah, 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 blah. And they don't commit and they still cheat and they do this and they do that. And he's still gonna cheat no matter what you do, blah, 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 blah. They've got that narrative down pat. And like I said, it would have been cheerleading in the comments had it been a woman. The men did not have that reaction. And I need the females to understand that and recognize it and acknowledge it. The men did not have that reaction. They didn't like the insinuation that they should not do what men do and have done historically, and they found the advice absurd. I think it's a blessing in disguise that a lot of them didn't pick up the satirical nature of this post, so they responded in a genuine way, right? A simpish way, because they should have seen it, but nevertheless a genuine way as well, because deep down in the core of them, they didn't like that. What do you mean soft? We don't get to live a soft life. We don't get to not fulfill the role of men. And I think it also speaks to not only how closely ingrained and intertwined the sense of protecting and providing is to men and masculinity. I think it also speaks to how proud they are to be men and to do the things that men are known for. They're actually satisfied with being men, even in this climate where they're not valued in general and as a whole. They're still, that has not diminished their sense of worthiness in terms of how valuable masculinity is on the whole. They're still proud to be men. And I find that to be interesting because the women hate being women. Women hate being women. There's so much envy, penis envy. There's so much jealousy and contention around trying to do what men do and then not being able to really do it, and failing when competing with men on men's terms, competing with men with what men do and in men's arenas. You know, the women just can't stand it. Feminism, as we know, really, really fan those flames for women. And really it set the stage for women to have an inferiority complex about it. That's really what penis envy is, having an inferiority complex, realizing that men have certain qualities and that in history those qualities have been deemed positive and that those qualities are also part of their nature. And here's what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you why sometimes women, when they don't watch it, they get an inferiority complex. When we talk about male nature, if you look at this side where it says male nature, all of those things have always been considered to be good. We associate good and honor with these traits: being a provider, being a problem solver, being a protector, being a procreator, having order and good leadership, and being selfless and having a lot of strength and things of that nature. This has all been lauded historically. We see these traits: a person that is selfless, a person that, has a lot of strength, whether that be mental strength or physical strength. This is to be seen as a good thing. Historically, when we look over to female nature, all of these traits have been seen as bad. Selfishness, bad. Hypergamy, bad. Chaos, bad. Right? And these are part of female nature. It's not even like we can do away with it. We've got to hold it. And those traits have always been seen as a negative thing. It's bad. And so when you have women that don't understand themselves, inherently they feel, I'm bad because I'm a woman. My nature makes me bad. So in order to be good, I have to take on male attributes, because male attributes are considered to be good. Female attributes are considered to be bad and negative, and women don't like being viewed as bad, especially not inherently. So that's just a little tidbit on what I believe the very root of penis envy comes from, right? Because it's not easy to see those lists of traits and try to make good out of traits that have always been seen as bad. Right? We're taught that it's bad. We're taught that selfishness is bad. We like from little kids. No, you can't be selfish with your toys. You have to share them, and things like that. We're taught that being a follower is bad, right? We're taught that. We're taught that being a follower, never be a follower, always be a leader. Being a follower is like being a sheep, and it points to lack of intelligence and lack of being able to discern anything or do anything for self. You're dependent on everyone else because you don't have the intelligence, you don't have the mind to think. So never be a follower, always be a leader. But a woman is a natural follower, right? And we've told everybody that that is a bad trait, right? So anyways, I thought that it was a perfect use of satire, going back to the video at hand. I thought it was perfect. I think I support, I always support the exposure of faulty, illogical thinking and lines of thought and concepts. What Sprinkle is talking about is foolishness. And it gets exposed in it for some, it gets exposed by doing something as simple as, let's switch the genders and see if it still sounds right, or if it sounds stupid like it always sounds. Right? So jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye bye, Crimsonites.